Back pain takes a lot out of you, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and let's be honest, your social life too. Remember when you could sleep on a couch, wake up and go play basketball? Now you sleep wrong on your expensive mattress and spend 3 days walking like a question mark. You've tried everything. The chiropractor who cracks you like a glow stick. The massage therapist who found knots you didn't know existed. That foam roller gathering dust in your closet since 2019. Your medicine cabinet looks like a CVS, and you're on a first-name basis with your heating pad. Here's the reality. 80% of adults will experience significant back pain at some point in their lives. And if you're over 40, you're probably in that 80% right now. That's the bad news. The good news, a recent study found that people who performed 3 specific movements for just 10 minutes daily reduced their chronic back pain by 67% in 6 weeks, without medications, injections, or expensive treatments. The connection isn't a coincidence, it's biology. Here's what most people don't know. Chronic back pain isn't usually caused by structural damage, despite what that MRI report with all the scary words made you think. It's caused by dysfunctional movement patterns that create muscular imbalances and trigger protective muscle spasms. Your back isn't broken. It's just really, really angry at how you've been treating it for the past 2 decades. 3 specific movements, done for just 10 minutes each morning, can retrain these patterns and greatly reduce or even eliminate the pain that's been holding you hostage whenever you bend over to tie your shoes or pick up something you dropped. These aren't random stretches from a YouTube video you watched at 2 a.m. when your back went out. They're scientifically targeted movements that address the exact mechanical dysfunctions causing your back to revolt. Let's start with the foundation movement that establishes the hip mobility your lower back desperately needs. This exercise breaks the vicious cycle of tight hips, causing lower back compensation, which causes more pain, which makes your hips tighter, which makes you walk like your grandfather. The 90-90 hip stretch is your ultimate hip mobility reset. And yes, you'll have to get on the floor for this one. Sit on the floor with one leg bent in front of you at 90 degrees, knee pointing forward, and the other leg bent behind you at 90 degrees, knee pointing to the side. Your front shin should be roughly parallel to your body. If you're thinking, there's no way I'm getting into that position, we'll modify it. Sit up tall and lean your torso slightly forward over your front leg until you feel a stretch in your hip. Hold for 90 seconds, breathing deeply. Then switch sides. Total time, 3 minutes. You can do this while watching the news and getting angry about things you can't control anyway. Your hip joints are designed to provide most of the bending and rotating motion of your lower body. When your hips lose mobility from sitting everywhere, your car, your desk, your couch, guess what compensates? Your lower back. Every time you bend forward or rotate, your lower back moves excessively to make up for your frozen hips. This excessive motion irritates the joints, strains the muscles, and creates the chronic pain that makes you grunt when you stand up. You know that sound. The 90-90 stretch targets your hip external rotators and hip flexors simultaneously, the exact muscles that become chronically tight from prolonged sitting. By restoring mobility here, you're removing the demand on your lower back to compensate. Your lower back can return to providing stability rather than bending, rotating, and doing the cha-cha every time you move. The 90-second hold is critical. Shorter stretches provide temporary relief, but don't create lasting change. Your nervous system needs sustained input to reprogram muscle length. During 90 seconds, your muscle spindles gradually adapt to the new position. This adaptation persists after you finish, allowing improved hip mobility throughout your day. Deep breathing into your belly activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling your muscles to relax and lengthen. Shallow chest breathing keeps you in fight or flight mode, maintaining muscle tension. Your front shin should be roughly perpendicular to your body. If your knee hurts, angle your shin slightly until you find a pain-free position. The stretch should be felt in your hip and glute, never in your knee. Sit up as tall as possible, then lean forward. Don't round your spine to get a deeper stretch. This defeats the purpose by stretching your lower back instead of your hip. Don't force the position. If you can't sit upright without your hands on the floor for support, use your hands. You're not competing for a gold medal. Don't hold your breath. Don't bounce or pulse in the stretch. If this position is too challenging, sit on a yoga block or folded blanket to elevate your hips. The cat-cow sequence amplifies everything the hip stretch established by restoring motion to your spine. Start on your hands and knees with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Arch your back by dropping your belly toward the floor and lifting your head and tailbone toward the ceiling. This is the cow pose. Hold for 3 seconds, then round your back by pulling your belly button toward your spine and tucking your chin and tailbone. This is the cat pose. Hold for 3 seconds. Alternate between these positions for 10 complete cycles. Total time, 60 seconds. Yes, you'll look like you're imitating a Halloween cat. Yes, it works anyway. This movement addresses the second major cause of back pain, loss of spinal segmental mobility. Your spine contains 24 individual vertebrae that should each move independently. When you spend all day perfecting your turtleneck posture at your desk, these vertebrae lose their independent motion and begin moving as rigid blocks. This creates excessive stress on the joints that are still moving, causing pain. The cat-cow sequence takes your spine through its full range of flexion and extension, unloading it and allowing safe movement. Each vertebra learns to move independently again. The flexion phase stretches your spinal erectors and back muscles that are chronically tight. The extension phase stretches your abs and hip flexors that shorten from excessive sitting. The alternating pattern trains your brain to dissociate spinal movement from hip movement. Most people with back pain move their entire trunk as one rigid unit because their nervous system is protecting them from pain. This protection becomes the problem. By practicing controlled spinal movement in a safe position, you're teaching your nervous system that spinal movement is safe, not dangerous. This reduces the protective muscle spasms that cause much of your pain. 3 seconds in each position allows adequate time for your vertebrae to fully articulate into each shape. Moving faster reduces effectiveness. Moving slower doesn't provide additional benefit. 3 seconds is the sweet spot. Inhale during cow when your chest opens. Exhale during a cat when your chest closes. This breathing pattern enhances the stretch and maintains nervous system relaxation. Keep your hands directly under your shoulders and keep your knees under your hips throughout. Don't let your hands walk forward or your hips shift backward. Move from your spine, not from your shoulders or hips. Many people shrug their shoulders up and down instead of articulating their spine. Keep your shoulders stable and let your spine do the work. Don't rush through the cycles. Quality over speed. Don't exaggerate the extension in the cow if it causes pain in your lower back. Some people have sensitive lower backs that don't tolerate excessive extension. Reduce your range of motion to where you can move pain-free. Don't forget to breathe. After several weeks, you'll notice the movement feels smoother and you can achieve a greater range without discomfort. You might even be able to look over your shoulder while driving without rotating your entire upper body like a tank turret. Now that you've restored hip mobility and spinal motion, this final movement retrains the core stability pattern that protects your back during daily activities. Most people think core strength means having visible abs. It doesn't. It means having muscles that automatically stabilize your spine before you move. This is what prevents back pain in real life. The dead bug teaches this automatic stabilization better than any other exercise. Lie on your back with your arms extended straight up toward the ceiling and your knees bent at 90 degrees with your shins parallel to the floor. Press your lower back flat against the floor by engaging your abs. This is your starting position, and the position you must maintain throughout the entire exercise. Slowly lower your right arm overhead toward the floor behind you, while simultaneously straightening your left leg and lowering it toward the floor. Your lower back must stay completely flat against the floor. Don't let it arch even slightly. Return to the starting position and repeat on the opposite side, left arm and right leg. Perform 10 reps per side, alternating sides. Total time, 3 minutes. The movement is slow and controlled, not fast and floppy. This exercise addresses the third major cause of back pain, core stability dysfunction. Your core muscles, your abs, obliques, and deep stabilizers should activate automatically before you move your arms or legs. This pre-activation braces your spine and prevents excessive motion. In people with chronic back pain, this automatic activation is delayed or absent. Your core muscles fire too late or not at all, allowing your spine to move excessively and causing pain. The dead bug retrains this automatic activation pattern. As you extend your arm and leg, your core must fight to keep your lower back pressed against the floor. This teaches your nervous system to activate your core muscles before limb movement, exactly the pattern you need during daily activities. The exercise specifically targets your transverse abdominis, the deepest core muscle that acts like a corset around your spine. When you press your lower back flat and maintain that position while moving your limbs, you're forcing your transverse abdominis to contract maximally. This muscle is the key to spinal stability, but it's often weak in people with back pain because it doesn't get trained by traditional ab exercises like crunches. The dead bug is one of the most effective exercises for building transverse abdominis strength and endurance. The coordination challenge of moving opposite arm and leg simultaneously also trains your cross-body stability pattern. When you walk, Your opposite arm and leg swing together. This creates rotational forces through your trunk that your core must resist. The dead bug trains this exact pattern in a controlled position, allowing you to focus on maintaining spinal stability. Over time, this translates to better walking mechanics and reduced back pain during walking. The key is maintaining contact with the floor and the lower back throughout every rep. The moment your lower back arches and lifts off the floor, you've lost core engagement and reduced effectiveness. Start with small movements. Lower your arm and leg only a few inches initially. As your core strength improves, gradually increase the range of motion. Full range means your arm reaches the floor behind your head and your heel nearly touches the floor in front of you, but only while maintaining perfect lower back contact. Many people never achieve full range, and that's fine. The stability training happens regardless of range, as long as your lower back stays flat. Your breathing coordination makes or breaks this exercise. Exhale as you extend your arm and leg. This exhalation helps activate your core muscles more fully. Inhale as you return to the starting position. If you hold your breath, which everyone does initially, because this exercise requires concentration, your core can't engage properly, and your blood pressure spikes unnecessarily. Breathe normally and naturally. If you find yourself holding your breath, you're going too fast or using too much range of motion. Slow down and reduce range. Form errors destroy effectiveness and can increase pain. Don't let your ribs flare up toward the ceiling. Keep them pulled down by maintaining core engagement. Rib flare means you've lost core activation and you're arching your lower back. Don't rush the movement. Taking 3 to 4 seconds to extend and 2 to 3 seconds to return creates optimal muscle activation. Don't extend both arm and leg on the same side. This is much easier and doesn't train the crossbody stability pattern you need. Opposite arm and leg, always. If this exercise causes pain, reduce your range of motion significantly. Lower your limbs only a few inches. If it still causes pain, perform the exercise with a bent knee throughout, just lowering your thigh toward the floor while keeping your knee bent. Progress by increasing the range of motion gradually over weeks. When you can perform full range motion for 10 reps per side while maintaining perfect lower back contact, increase to 15 reps per side. When you can complete 15 reps per side with ideal form, slow your tempo to 5 seconds for the extension and 3 seconds for the return. This increases time under tension and builds greater stability and endurance. The goal isn't doing hundreds of reps. The goal is perfect execution that retrains your automatic core activation. Here's your exact daily protocol that eliminates back pain through movement pattern correction. Perform this routine every morning, ideally before breakfast, when your body is still stiff from sleep and most needs mobility work. This is when the exercises provide the greatest benefit, because you're addressing stiffness before it compounds throughout the day. Each session follows this structure. 90-90 hip stretch, 90 seconds per side, 3 minutes total. Rest 30 seconds after completing both sides before moving to the next exercise. Cat-cow sequence, 10 cycles at 3 seconds per position, 60 seconds total. Rest 30 seconds before moving to the final exercise. Dead bug, 10 reps per side, alternating, 3 minutes total. Total time, including rest periods, about 10 minutes. The exercise order maximizes effectiveness. The hip stretch first, because tight hips are often the root cause of back pain. Opening your hips before spinal movement helps prevent your lower back from compensating during cat-cow. Cat-cow second, because restoring spinal mobility while your nervous system is calm from the hip stretch allows a greater range of motion without protective guarding. Dead bug last, because core stability training requires the most concentration and motor control. Performing it after mobility work ensures you're moving well enough to execute it properly. The 30-second rest periods between exercises allow your nervous system to reset without losing the warm-up benefit from the previous movement. Shorter rest periods don't provide adequate recovery for the required concentration. A longer rest period allows you to cool down and lose mobility gains. This 10-minute duration provides sufficient movement stimulus to create lasting changes without requiring a time commitment you won't maintain. Most back pain exercise programs fail because they need 30 to 45 minutes of daily practice. Nobody has time for that consistently. 10 minutes is sustainable for life, which is what matters. Perform this routine every single day, not just when your back hurts. Consistency creates lasting change. Sporadic practice provides temporary relief, but doesn't retrain movement patterns. Daily practice gradually reprograms your movement and eliminates pain at its source. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you have a cavity to start brushing. You brush daily to prevent cavities. Same principle here. You don't wait for back pain to do mobility work. You do mobility work daily to avoid back pain. Morning is ideal, but if you miss the morning, do it in the evening. Doing it at a non-optimal time is infinitely better than not doing it at all. Expect noticeable improvements within the first week. Most people report reduced morning stiffness after just 3 to 4 days of consistent practice. You'll be able to get out of bed without moving like the Tin Man before he got his oil can. By week 2, you'll notice less pain during the day, especially during activities that previously triggered pain, such as prolonged sitting, bending forward to tie your shoes, or getting in and out of your car. By week 4 to 6, many people experience a 50 to 70% reduction in pain frequency and intensity. Activities you've been avoiding, like playing with your kids or grandkids on the floor, hiking with friends, or your weekend tennis game, become possible again. Research shows that movement-based interventions for chronic back pain produce better long-term outcomes than passive treatments like massage, chiropractic adjustments, or medications. These passive treatments might provide temporary relief and feel great in the moment, but they don't address the underlying movement dysfunctions causing your pain. The relief is temporary because the cause remains. These 3 movements address the cause directly: tight hips, immobile spine, and poor core stability. Fix the cause, and the pain disappears. Not just temporarily, but permanently, as long as you maintain the practice. Some people experience temporary increases in discomfort during the first few days as their body adjusts to new movement patterns. This is normal and typically resolves within 3 to 5 days as your nervous system adapts. If pain increases significantly or persists beyond 1 week, reduce your range of motion on all exercises. Work within comfortable ranges and gradually expand as your body adapts. You're not trying to win a flexibility contest. If severe pain develops during any exercise, stop immediately and consult a healthcare provider. These movements are safe for most people with general back pain, but if you have specific diagnoses like herniated discs, spinal stenosis, or fractures, get clearance from your doctor before starting. These 3 movements create lasting back pain relief through proven mechanisms. The 90-90 hip stretch restores hip mobility and removes compensatory stress from your lower back. The cat-cow sequence restores segmental spinal mobility and teaches your nervous system that spinal movement is safe, not threatening. The dead bug retrains automatic core stability, which protects your spine during all daily activities. 10 minutes every morning, no equipment needed. No medications required, just you, the floor, and a commitment to moving better so you can live better. Start this protocol tomorrow morning and track how you feel over the next 6 weeks. Your back will thank you. Subscribe for more natural pain relief strategies that address causes, not just symptoms.